What's good, sports gamers, and today I'll be going over with you a bunch of tips you should know to help improve your game in MLB The Show 23. So alright, let's get it. When you attempt to steal a base or are sliding into a bag on a bang bang play in general, you're going to want to increase your chances of being called safe by sliding away from the tag. On steals to second, that means aiming the right stick to your right to slide around the tag. And on throws from the outfield, as a general rule, you're going to want to slide away from where the ball is coming from. Introduced last year was the PCI anchor system, which by moving your left stick around the strike zone and then clicking it in, you're now able to lock it into different spots. So instead of worrying about moving your left stick there in time and then hitting the button to swing, you can now sit there and wait for the pesky high fastball and only worry about hitting X to hit the ball. To use it, make sure it's enabled in your controller settings. Any play where the outfielder has to field it kind of deep, you're going to want to throw to your cutoff man by hitting LB or L1 on your controller. It helps you in multiple ways. It can help you throw out a runner going home, third or second, if a single throw wouldn't get there on its own. And it can help you throw out those aggressive runners who try to grab an extra base thinking you're going to throw the ball elsewhere. To run the bases, there are two ways to do it. Hold L1 to LB on your controller, which is the advance all button, and then there's the manually sending different guys, which obviously comes in handy when you have more than one player on the base. So you never want to fully rely on holding L1 or LB for your base running needs, as it can lead to you having a guy thrown out by a mile because you were holding advance all instead of individually sending different runners. Instead, you want to get used to manually sending different guys by aiming the left stick at the specific runner, and his icon will light up, and then hit the corresponding button you want him to run to. Again, being this specific can improve your base runner precision and avoid sacrificing base runners when you don't have to. Knowing how to manually send runners can help you become way more aggressive on the bases as well, allowing you to tell specific runners to go back instead of everybody. Runner on second and you get a base hit, this is a prime opportunity for you to get a double if your opponent puts all his focus into throwing you out at home. If there's a runner on third and 1 or 0 outs, bunt them in. Have no shame. You're probably going to have to do a squeeze bunt though, so hold the left trigger and let go when the pitcher begins his windup to make him steal home. There's a time and a place for you to power swing to your heart's content, but majority of the time in MLB The Show 23, you're going to want to utilize the normal swing, which is X or A for Xbox users on your controller. There's a give and take to each type of swing, so normal swinging will lessen the frequency of bloop hits, but will still offer you enough power to consistently hit line drives and to get over the fence without sacrificing your ability to even make contact with the ball that the power swing provides. If you're in a 2-strike count or any situation where you absolutely need to make contact to move a runner over, opting for the contact swing may be your best move possible. Doing so expands your PCI so you're able to make contact with more pitches and extend at-bats by fouling off pitches you had no business even touching. And because you're using contact swing, the power you generate will be seriously nerfed, but will increase the frequency of those pesky bloop hits. Be mindful of a hitter and pitcher's clutch rating, as it can have more influence on the size of the batter's PCI than their contact rating, depending on if a runner is in scoring position or not. A simple thing like being able to check the previous pitches the pitcher has thrown to your batter by hitting LT or L2 on your controller can pay dividends for you, just by reminding you of what pitches were previously thrown to get you out, or if you're 2, 3, 4 pitches deep in the current at bat, what he's thrown so far, and where, and most importantly, if specific pitches are being thrown for balls or strikes, so you know what to avoid. When you're at the plate, if you hit left on your D-pad, you're shown a bunch of really important information about your tendencies as a hitter and the pitcher you're facing. A couple that you should focus on are how often are you chasing pitches out of the zone. How often are you swinging? How often you connect with the pitches when you do swing? How often you miss, and how hard you hit the ball when you do make contact. And similarly for the pitcher, how often are they throwing a first pitch strike? This is a quick stack to check to see if you need to be more aggressive in the zone and stop nibbling. How often are you throwing strikes, period? What's your or their go-to pitches on 2 strike counts? All of this is important info for you to use and help show you what you need to improve on during the game. While batting, if you suddenly are in a quick 2 strike count or your hands are getting a little sweaty, hitting down on the D-pad will allow your hitter to get a quick break to give yourself a few extra seconds to collect yourself. While pitching, if you hit down on the D-pad, you now have the ability to shift around your infield, and if you hit the top bumpers, the outfield. You will have 5 different quick options for each, but the cool thing is you can further customize the shift to tell specific fielders to move in different directions by hitting triangle or Y on your controller. You can decide which hitters you want to apply these settings to as well, or the whole lineup. How long and what part of the defense you want to change, all infielders, all outfielders, or specific positions, and then the depth of their positioning and which direction. Sometimes you want to intentionally walk somebody who has been giving you the business all game, or way more commonly to force a double play. And you can do that by hitting L1 or LB on your controller and then the circle or B button to put them on base. Playing the game, you start to realize certain patterns from different opponents that remain consistent. They end up being something you can capitalize on. And one of those things that I've noticed is very specific once or twice a game, but if you get a hit off of a slider, the very next batter, there's a good chance you're going to see a fastball the first pitch. I swear, once you're aware of it, you'll notice how often you do see it. So it doesn't hurt to sit fastball when the opportunity rises. Bro, stop trying to stretch a single into a double or a double into a triple with slow dudes. If you're not already around the base by the time the fielder catches the ball, don't try it. It won't end well. When the runner is on first, you can try and force a double play by throwing pitches like sinkers down in the zone to force the batter to hit over top of it straight into the ground. Similarly, if you catch somebody in a rundown, make sure you're the guy on the next base and just run them down. Don't play the back and forth, even throw in a pump fake if you're feeling spicy. You will catch guys trying to anticipate you throwing it and try to double back or bite on your pump fake, and you got them dead to rights. I mentioned pump fakes, so to do it, double tap the button of the bag you want to pump fake to. Or if you messed up the throw to a specific bag, just tap the bag again and he'll pump fake it as well. Now, if you select a pitch and change your mind about it, hit L1 or LB on your controller to step off of the mound. And lastly, now this may suck to hear, but the game will screw you. That perfectly connected line drive or fly ball you thought was going will die on the warning track, or right to a defender, or off the top of the wall when you thought it was going. You just have to create situations like that consistently enough where it doesn't even matter in the long run. So alright, sports gamers, I hope this video was able to help you out, and if you like the content we provide, make sure to subscribe to Sports Gamers Online for more MLB The Show 23 content. And once you're with us, hit that bell icon at the bottom so you don't miss anything we put out. Alright people, I'm Chris. Thank you all for watching, and be good y'all.